Christian Men's Illustrated, the podcast. Jake Waters is back. The prodigal son, not necessarily. You're still a Christian and all that stuff,
absolutely.
right? Okay, good.
Yeah.
I mean, or is there beef between you and Greg Walden? Maybe that's what it is. That's kept you from the show. Oh,
No,
man. So
never that.
You got something wrong? You and Greg are beefing?
No, we duke it out first before we let anything come
that's
between
right.
us.
You and Greg Walden in a cage match? How would that go? I don't know.
Might-
we talked about
come in.
last week. We talked about a gorilla versus 100 men. Did you see that whole viral debate going on? Did you want to weigh in real quick? 100 men versus a gorilla. What's your take on that?
Okay, so I was just watching Terminator the other day. Kind of a weird parallel, but like
Terminator 1?
no, I watched Genesis and Dark Fate. Have you seen them?
Okay. I have. I don't remember them that well, and I'm not the biggest Terminator
I love Terminator.
guy per se. I don't dislike it. Would watch it again right now. But
Right, but
I digress.
he
Go
said
ahead.
so. You get 100 of your best soldiers against one Terminator. You're going to have 100 dead soldiers, right?
Okay.
That's kind of the same thing with the gorilla.
Okay.
You
Not
know?
a bad
I mean-
not a bad take there.
Yeah.
I think, well, like I said, I'm saying on the fly, if you just throw 100 dudes in with the gorilla just randomly, we're going down. But if you give us time to like
Yeah,
battle plan,
we might be
Okay,
able to
great.
like smother it, you know, like
Greg Walden, you're going to be the distraction. You just run out. We'll get him from the back, buddy. Go for it. No, just
they're just so strong that animal strength is like
could you imagine, dude, just being in a cage with one of those things?
it would rip your. I mean, it would limb you.
What if we had Brock Lesnar with us? You know,
We could send him
100
in as a
UFC
default.
fighters versus a gorilla.
Get it tired a little bit.
Because you got that, what's the Russian dude that's retired now? Nurmagomedov. He's like 30-0. He was like wrestling bears when he was a little kid and stuff like that.
He might be able
So
to.
there you go. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm changing my mind on this now. So anyway, we are Christian men talking about stuff that guys love, and Jake Waters is back with us. So anyway, there you go. I got some stuff to cover here, and then we'll just go through some stuff 2 days back to back. So let's get right to it. You're a car guy. Mechanic for the most part. So I'm going to go back to this because I ended up doing my research on the Slate
They're
electric
kinda cool.
vehicle. Do you have a take on that?
I like it. Okay.
You like it? Okay.
So I really like it. Now, I haven't seen one in real life, but I went and checked out the whole brochure. So where you can get just a clean slate, right? That's just
Yes.
their bare bones, little no heater or anything. But I would maybe get like the little SUV one just a little bit so that if I was doing like Walmart runs. But I would keep it fairly simple. But I think that it's really cool because you just like snap everything on. It's like
It's
like a Lego.
So they're trying to make it really simple. Yeah, like
Yeah.
you can bolt, unscrew, put stuff on. I would say it's very Jeepish. So I watched a couple YouTube videos of, I didn't see it in real life, but a guy who had them in real life breaking down. So like everything's designed to be really replaceable, which is kind of cool because we live in the era where they don't want you to be able to replace stuff in your car, right?
Exactly.
They don't want you to be able to. This is kind of that. But and then it's Jeepish in that it can be the most modified vehicle, right? You can have a truck. You can have like almost like a Bronco-ish looking type thing. So there's a lot of different, they want you to be able to like customize it however you want. Like just truck, Bronco, SUV, almost kind of like an SUV type of thing. So here's where it all goes wrong for me is that, so the haters, so every time I'm taking the Cybertruck every day. If I have the money, I'm taking the Cybertruck all day.
Right.
But keep in mind, this is like a third of a Cybertruck.
Yes.
So right now they're saying, I don't the price in front of me. I had the price, but then I wanted to get the breakdown. So anyway, the Slate truck is a compact electric pickup truck with a minimalist design and a focus on affordability and customization. It is powered by a single electric motor producing 201 horsepower and 195 pounds of torque. So I was dissatisfied with the horsepower. I was like, 201?
That's still pretty. I mean,
Good.
You look at like
It's
a
good?
late 90s Honda Civic, you're maybe pushing 100 horsepower.
Okay.
So 200 is pretty good, and especially with like that amount of torque matched up with it, you'd zip around.
All right. So I guess I'm saying that Cybertruck is going to crush it, but again, we're talking about cost.
Yep.
So then it says the truck offers a 2 battery options, a 52.7 kilowatt battery with 150 miles of range. So this is definitely a day car. This is not, so all the haters that like, I'm so sick of them, like they hate on me about the Cybertruck, like, oh yeah, well you're going to have to charge it all the time. The Cybertrucks, if you buy the high-end edition, can almost go 600-mile range.
Right.
That's a very long range.
Absolutely.
That's driving home to Nebraska for me on one charge, right?
Yep.
This, driving home to Nebraska, I'm stopping 4 times. Now I'm getting annoyed. Like
That's
I'm charging this all the time. So this is where the range is like, yes, you're only driving this around town to and work Home Depot, like you're just barely getting a day out of this probably.
Right.
Because keep in mind, it's probably not going to go truly 150 miles.
Yeah, you're looking at like
based
a
on your
Hundo.
power, how much energy you're using, what you're hauling, all those dynamics. It does have a secondary option of an 84.3 kilowatt hour battery for 240 miles. So to me, that's the horsepower. The range is definitely there. So anyway,
but you're probably going to jump out of the not affordable spot once you start getting into like an actual battery that can, you know what I mean? The base model's probably affordable. Then it probably starts jumping up. Did you check that or no?
Yeah, it is. Oh man, I just got the spec right now in front of me. So that, and the bed length is 5 feet. That's fine. I mean, keep in mind that the bed length of big trucks is like super short anymore. Isn't that annoying?
Yeah, like 6.5 foot.
Trucks are not real trucks anymore. You got like this 4 foot bed, like a $90,000 truck. I'm like, dude, I think I want the full size bed.
Yes.
Anyway, that kind of thing, which I did have in my last Toyota truck that I had. So potential pricing is going to be around $28,000 is what they're getting at. The starting price is estimated to be around $27,500. So you're probably going to tack on 35 or 35,000 if you're going to get upgraded or modifications. You're probably talking realistic if you're going to get super crazy, $45,000.
Right.
So I like the look of it. It's okay, but anyway. So there we go. The Slate pickup. Again, I'm kind of like you and Greg Walden are right now. Or me and Jeff Bezos were a little animosity between each other. Just kidding. So anyway, so yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with everything. So any other thoughts on the Slate pickup truck there?
It would be more appealing. Like once you get into those numbers, I'm out. But like say even if they had like a small hybrid vehicle that they offered that was like in that $15,000 range, let's say $12,000.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people need that.
I'm buying at this point because I'm a Dave Ramsey guy, debt free is the way to go for me. Because I'll just buy like a $10,000 man truck.
Right.
Used man truck, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
12,000.
Yep, get it.
Anyway,
and you ain't got to worry about the interest.
Yeah. So I think it'll be interesting. Could this change the game? Will much happen? I don't necessarily think so. I'll do one more, then I'll bounce over to you here. Do you love hot dogs? A good hot dog?
Yeah, dude, the Sam's Club dogs.
The Sam's Club? I don't know why I don't eat them as much anymore because I belch a lot after I eat a Sam's Club.
It's all beef.
Is it?
It's all beef.
Do you belch a lot after? I don't know. It's like
thinking about it.
I don't do that with other hot dogs, but I love a good hot dog. Number one during the summertime.
Right.
We're just hanging out like a good cookout.
I like a good
cookout.
hot dog, not a cheap one.
Yes, yeah. The older I get, the higher grade hot dog. Definitely not getting like the Walmart 98-cent per pack hot dog
chicken
kind of
and
thing.
pork and turkey.
Yeah, I'm getting a $4 pack.
Yes, exactly.
So we're rich like that now. So we're matured, Anyway. So, but then, so I love at a baseball game, go to a hot dog at a baseball game.
Yep, yeah.
That's
cook 'em perfect.
Magic to me.
Yes.
It just tastes better for some reason.
It does.
At a high school football game.
Yes,
I don't know why.
the
When I go
best.
to the local high school football game, those hot dogs are magic.
Yeah, they're
but I never really eat them just for lunch or dinner. I'm never buying them just at home. It's like, oh, hey, Jake and Rachel are coming over. Let's make some burgers, hot dogs, or the game. That's where I'm going. Anyway, I digress to say I pulled up an article. This state eats the most hot dogs in the U.S. You got to guess which state in the United States of America eats the most hot dogs?
New York.
Okay, let me go to the article. Hot dogs might be considered a common food, but they're uncommonly tasty, with the best of the bunch giving you a satisfying snap juxtaposed against the softness of the pillow bun. It's no surprise that Americans have taken what was brought to this country by German immigrants and made it truly their own, all while consuming billions, yes, billions with a B, of wieners each year. But the state that eats the most hot dogs per capita might surprise you because it's not California, New York, or Texas. In fact, they don't even make the top 10. It's actually West Virginia.
Wow.
Yeah. West Virginia eats the most hot dogs.
Well, I could see
in
that.
America.
Not trying to talk down on them West Virginia folk, but
yeah. So ranks 39th in the country for population, somehow manages to consume approximately 480 hot dogs per person per year.
Golly.
Seems like a lot
Oh
there.
my God.
So good job, West Virginia, for supporting the hot dog industry. And then it goes on to say Chicago. What was the other one? Chicago is next.
Chicago.
Coming in third. Pennsylvania.
It's a meal of a coal
Pennsylvania.
miner.
So there you go. Shout out to West Virginia for eating a lot of hot dogs. So anyway, I wonder what kind of hot dogs, even break that down even further. Like what kind of dogs are they consuming over there? But
yeah,
anyway.
we talking Polish or
Yeah, because you can get pretty crazy in that. So,
oh yeah.
All right, what you got over there, Jake Waters?
Okay, so you remember Sean Kemp?
I love Sean Kemp.
Okay, did you hear
Please bring back the Seattle Supersonics. Please.
Yes. Okay, did you hear about all the trouble he got in?
Yeah, dude, he's got like 23 kids with 15 baby mamas, and
I think that's the least of his worries.
Okay.
So the town where we're from, like Tacoma. So you got Seattle's up north, and then Tacoma, right? It's pretty much all the same. Well, so he was at some event, and then his car got broke into. So he tracked his iPhone, to the Tacoma Mall. Had a whole bunch of like Gary Payton signed jerseys and stuff like that too.
Wait, you personally tracked his phone?
No.
Okay.
his phone got jacked out of his truck. Right?
Okay, gotcha.
So then he tracked it on the app to the Tacoma Mall, and then he found this Toyota 4Runner, which he saw hitting a lick on his truck, right? So anyways, he pulls up on him. This is in 2023. So he says that they fired on him. So they have a shootout at the Tacoma Mall. So he got charged with first-degree assault, which in Washington is a pretty big deal. I mean, you can go away for
I'm sure they're
a long time.
They're a very liberal anti-gun state in some regards. Yeah.
So those people got away, and that 4Runner was stolen, right? So the two dudes who were in that car are already still in prison right now for separate shooting cases and all this stuff. But so he took a plea deal yesterday, and he got he took it. He hasn't been sentenced yet, but it's second-degree assault. So the standard sentencing range is 3 to 9 months. So he'll probably get that with like some probation, but he's going to have to take that deal, which I find crazy. So that he got forced to, this is just kind of screams Washington, that these dudes shot at him. They're in a stolen car. They have his stolen stuff, right? So he shoots back at him.
Yeah.
But then he's going to end up, and these dudes are in prison already, but yeah, Sean Kemp's got to take the felony.
Wow.
Second-degree assault.
Now Jesus has changed your life.
Oh,
as,
yes.
One who a little bit of time served. Was that in Washington or where?
Yes, Washington. Yeah.
Okay, so is that known to be bad, or where does that rank in the nation as, like, if you're serving some time in Washington? Is that
like in that
none
area,
of it's good, obviously.
None of it's good. No, I mean like California would suck the worst, but then I would say Washington's probably up there. Sucks for doing time. Yeah.
Yeah, Sean Kemp.
Yep.
Anyway, best dunker, dude. Probably in-game dunker of all time.
Yes, he was awesome.
That's very sad that they weren't able to conquer or climb the mountain. That was the Chicago Bulls.
Chicago Bulls.
Gary Payton.
Yep.
Sean Kemp.
And Detlef Shrimp.
Yes. Perkins was the same Perkins on that team.
I think so. Yeah.
Dude, that was a fun team, and I do think they're going to bring at some point the Seattle Supersonics back, which would be great.
Yes.
I almost bought a retro hat last year at the mall at that one stupid hat store that's like $50 for a hat.
Dude, I know.
They had the retro Sonics hat, and they almost got me.
Yep,
So.
I'm thinking about a Sonics hoodie.
All right, there you go. What else you got in terms of stories?
Have you seen J-Lo?
Oh, geez. I didn't see her, but didn't she like make out with the girl or something the other day?
Girls and guys. It was at the American Music
Okay,
Awards.
I just saw the article. I'm like, I am not going to read this. No way, J-Lo.
It went through the scroll. I was diving deep
that's
into
where
Facebook,
it was for me
and I was
too.
like, what the heck? She is just completely washed up. I'm going to say this. J-Lo's done after this.
Yeah.
Yep.
She's so desperate. Like, it's sad they get, she's 52. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, dude, if you saw her, I've seen like on those whatever Deadspin or, where they show her without the makeup and all glammed up. She's
scary.
not good looking.
No.
She it probably took her a good 2 days to get her looking,
layer
decent.
after layer. Yeah.
Layer after layer after, she's, I don't like
just
J-Lo.
the look in her face, you know what I mean? She's like
looks
making out with
unhappy.
the girl and then with the guy and just the whole thing. And like, it didn't even look like J-Lo really.
And she's been like married that classic, like,
yep.
What good is it if a man gains the whole world yet forfeits a soul? What good is all the money and the fame when your life is, you're just a miserable person?
Yep.
So like, this is why we need Jesus. Like I
J-Lo
would take,
needs Jesus.
Yeah. I'm looking at her and like a J-Lo, like all that stuff. Like I'm totally happy with Jesus in my life right now.
Me too.
So happy.
So happy.
Thank
so
you.
Blessed,
Thank
dude,
you, Jesus. And what, isn't it funny? Like she, very little to say on Diddy.
Right.
Like, where's the interview with her about Diddy?
Oh, boy.
That
That's
Diddy
getting
stuff
juicy.
is out of control, dude. Like, talk about sexual immorality at a crazy level.
It's like the Romans all over again and just big huge orgies.
Orgies. Like,
yep.
Wow. Like, you can barely, I've listened to some of it via podcasts I listen to, like Megyn Kelly I listen to, PBD and some of these other ones where they're describing some of the stuff, just some of the stuff that he did. I'm like,
rough.
It's just like sin at like crazy levels.
Yeah.
And this is happening today. This is not like this is over with.
Mm-hmm.
Not like Diddy's the only guy.
No.
There's dudes doing this right now.
Oh,
And
yeah. This is only the one that we know of.
Right.
And kind of like Epstein, like I didn't know who he was until all of it came out. But I mean, there's probably a whole bunch of these. It's all happening,
Which is, is crazy. I can see why people are super mad. Like the Epstein list isn't coming out right now, and all that stuff going on. Like, bad stuff's happening behind the scenes.
Well, and it wasn't just like a bunch of adults doing weirdo stuff. I mean, there's kids involved. That's really where I get upset.
Exactly, the kids.
Really,
like it's all weird and crazy. Like, but yeah, to this day, I have that discussion with my wife all the time. Like, kids, I don't understand. Right? Like, as a dude, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying, like, as guys, you can see like this beautiful woman,
right? And
whatever,
how they could fall short.
Step into that. But I don't see how, number one, like you and I could see like an 8-year-old girl walking by and like just
find that attractive. No way.
No way.
Absolutely not.
No, I've never in my whole life.
Yep.
And, I've had this discussion with my wife, like, well, it's porn. I was like, well, yeah, when I was a teenager, like I looked at porn, but I never looked at no 8-year-old girl.
No.
Never.
There would be nothing appealing to me at all with that. Never,
and then,
ever.
And then with your children and all this kind of stuff, it's sins. Yeah, dude, you dive down the rabbit hole of sin. Sin becomes a monster real quick.
Yep.
And, we have to be careful because, like, again, it's like, well, man, I'd never do that. But, man, when you welcome sin and money and fame and it just, the monster grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. So.
And it is with the money. It's like these rich dudes get friggin' weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. Like, I don't want any money if that's what it comes to.
I don't.
Yeah.
Right?
Keep me away.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Right? Proverbs 30. I just preached on abundance, not on a prosperity level Sunday, but our God is the God of abundance. And like, yes, but I still love Proverbs 30, which is Agor. He says, Lord, I don't want to be a poor man because I'll be a beggar, but I don't want to be a rich man because I'll forget about you. Just give me my daily bread.
Give me my portion.
That's like, I want to live in that zone right there.
Yep, absolutely.
And we're spoiled Americans anyway. We already have more than I'm wearing like a fake Rolex right now. You're wearing the goat chain. I mean, we're so blessed. Oh my goodness. Shout out to Timu anyway. There you go. Yeah. So, let's dive in. I should have hopped on this with cars. Going to this isn't it funny how sometimes you miss a movie? There's so many movies and streaming stuff that you can get into. But I watched this one the other day on the bike a little bit. Ford versus Ferrari. Did you see this? This was back in 2019.
I caught
Ford
part
versus,
of it, yeah.
You got to see. Oh, as a car guy, you'll love it.
I remember that. And he's like in the pit stops. They were they had that like ghetto old car, and old boy was a hothead.
Yeah. So I just got the plot in front. In 1963, Ford Motor Company. Vice President Lee Iacocca proposes to Henry Ford to boost their car sales by purchasing Ferrari. So Ford is slumping in sales. They're like, let's buy Ferrari. Then Fiat comes underneath and buys Ferrari. Then Ford gets all mad and they're like, we want to get into racing. We want to destroy Ferrari. So then they build the Mustang. Launch the Mustang was already out, but then Shelby, where we get the Ford Shelby, he helps make this new car. And then there's Ken Miles, who is this crazy British race car driver, and they want to win the Le Mans, or is it Le Mans or Le Mans? The Le Mans, which is a 24-hour race. And then anyway, they build this car and they end up beating Ferrari, and it's a really exciting, cool movie. So anyway, not a big Ford. I never watched it because I'm not like a Ford or Ferrari guy, but it was a great movie. So I recommend it to Christian men if you're looking for a good car, man movie. Go watch Ford versus Ferrari, and that historical stuff is very interesting. Anyway,
I love historical stuff.
I've never been a big Mustang guy per se.
Yeah, I had one.
Do you like the Mustang?
Yeah, I like.
Oh, you had one?
Yep, I had a '93. But it had a 4-cylinder in it. Actually,
that was kind of the lame years, wasn't it? Was that the Vanilla Ice years?
No, it's pretty cool year. That's what all the Fox Body guys, you see them, if you go out to Mocan, you see a bunch of Fox Body Mustangs of that era.
What was it, 93?
93.
Trying to pull it up here to see what it looks like.
It was a dark maroon.
Were you getting the ladies with that thing or what?
I was getting in trouble in it.
You were. I'll put it up on the screen. There's it up on the screen if you're watching the live. There's the 93 right there. Yeah, I think that's the Vanilla Ice one, isn't it?
It could have been. It was more like the Menace to Society.
The Ice Baby.
Yep. Yeah. But I had a girlfriend. She had a 95 Mustang with the 5.0. That thing was really nice. I really liked it. But you get a lot of these kids now. You see
5.0, it's in the song.
Huh?
5.0, it's in the song, right? The Ice Ice Baby song?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
No,
My first car was a 79 Caprice Classic.
Dude, I love Caprices. Box Chevys are my thing.
But, yeah. I saw one the other day.
What if you had it right now?
Yeah, I'd be a baller.
Yes.
And then I sold it. I kind of feel bad but I did have a 64 Ford Galaxy 500, which is like the Impala, Snoop Dogg, rapper car. And I'm not a mechanic, and we were moving, and I sold it. And some days I wish I had it back, but then.
Well, I love both of those cars. But was the Caprice a 4-door or 2-door? Oh, classic would.
Yeah, 2-door.
Yes.
Or no, the Caprice was a 2-door with the rounded back window in it and everything.
Yes.
So it had some kind of cool flavors to it.
Man.
I was such a dork, though. I remember I did have in cars. I entered a car show when I was a teenager or 18. I'm sure everyone was like, this isn't really.
I still look at Caprices on Marketplace.
I saw the
clean one.
Was it late 80s or early 90s station wagon Caprice?
Yeah, with the wood paneling on the
side.
side.
And it had rims and it was kind of blacked out. Yes. I saw it the other day. I was like, that'd be cool to buy.
Yep.
I digress. What was your first car ever? That's 79 Caprice Classic.
91 Chevy Beretta.
91. You're wow, up there.
Yep.
Yeah, I had an old school car, but I think my dad traded a air compressor for it with some guy, and there's your car, son.
My dad ended up getting me a 76 Malibu. I remember. I had one of those, yep.
Then I had a Chevy Cavalier, and then I got married and moved on to Toyota, and I've had a Toyota or Honda ever since then.
Yep, there you go.
Is that your coolest car ever, was the Mustang?
I'm going to say my coolest car ever, my favorite, was a 93 Prelude. Rachel had wrecked. She had a 95 Civic. She got in a bad car wreck with my niece. And then we ended up getting this Prelude, and it was sick. But it ended up having she ended up getting her grandpa's car, but then I ended up with it, and I just absolutely loved it. I had all the cool stuff I could go on describing about it, and it was fast. Yeah. It straight got down.
Cybertruck, that's what I want right now.
Yeah,
that's a dream car. But
if they come out with it, I'm just going to say this: Honda Prelude is supposed to be coming out, or Honda's supposed to be coming out with a new Prelude. I might do it. I might put myself in debt just to have one. Yeah,
ball out and go Greg Walden and just make the purchase. So.
Yes, do it. I'll work all the overtime.
Although Greg Walden said he's selling a bunch of Funko Pops and maybe he's having some type of moment in his life right now. So who knows?
Uh-oh. That ain't good.
He's got that F-150 though. He's committed to that F-150 lifestyle when it comes to cars. Nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
All right, let's finish off with some spiritual talk. What have you been munching on spiritually there?
1 Samuel. So.
Ooh, good book.
Yes. And so you get in the David Goliath, and you get everybody in this world, strive to be a David, and you get stuck on that whole thing, being an overcomer. And there's many, many different things that you can glean on through this. And glean is a word that I've been focused on. But yes, while that is a very important aspect of 1 Samuel, I would like to bring up the fact, and my end point to this is going to be very simple, but there's a lot kind of to it that I've really been munching on, and it just kind of hit me like a ton of bricks. But so Saul was a psycho, right? Really, when you look at it. So David never did nothing to Saul but have his back. He came out there, he said, and he goes, I'll take care of the Philistine.
Yeah.
And he told me, he's like, no. Pretty much no, just kind of sit in the cage, know your deal. But he went out there, he killed Goliath, right? All he ever, he would go in there, and Saul was the snapcase. I mean, you imagine sitting there, it'd be nowadays, you're playing a guitar, and this guy's just tripping out. You're like, oh, what did I get myself into? He's going crazy again. It's the only time they call you in there is when dude's going crazy, throwing spears at you eventually, right?
Right, yeah.
And everybody's like, Saul killed his 10,000s, and you know what I mean? They're praising David. So he got jealous, but this dude's a psycho. But the moral of the story is that kind of what I came to, that I gleaned out of this, is that you're going to come in at a point in time in your life where you're going to meet some people, maybe even family, but all you do is you're solid. You're loyal to them. You got their back no matter what. You've done nothing to deserve anything bad, and they're going to flip. You're going to have haters,
Yep.
And just like Saul, hunted him down, but David never did nothing wrong to him, had his back no matter what. Even, he could have killed him, but he was like, look, my Lord, you know what I mean? And so just know that you're going to have, if you live life long enough, you're going to have somebody who's going to stab you in the back for no reason. And it's obviously been going on forever and ever, but don't let that get your eyes off of the Lord, which the important thing is like David never got his eyes off the Lord, and he was still loyal. That didn't affect his loyalty. It didn't harden his heart to everybody else. Like, oh, this dude who I've had his back, he did me grimy, so that's just how I'm going to roll now. I don't trust nobody. I'm just done with people. But he maintained that, and he was just a solid dude. So when you have these interactions, or maybe this has happened and people are hurt, brush it off. Just know that you got to keep your eyes focused on the Lord. Don't let that discourage you, and just continue to keep staying positive and stay loyal.
Yeah. I got it on the screen right now. If you're watching the feed there, the video, A Tale of Three Kings. You ever read that book before?
Mm-mm.
That's a great one. I'll bounce back to Tale of Three Kings, Gene Edwards, A Study in Brokenness. That's like one of the most life-changing books I've ever read. We're going to sometimes, have mad kings in our life, a boss, co-worker, like I said, crazy people, and you can't let that affect you. And it was an amazing story of David kind of holding firm, staying faithful. He had an opportunity to kill him. He didn't kill him, all those kind of things. And so, there's many aspects of that story to really ponder and meditate on. Obviously, number one, let's not be Saul. Don't be Saul. Don't be psycho. But then number two, you're just like you said, on the journey of faith. I can't say I've had a lot, but I've had, people that, broke a relationship with me that was hurtful. Right. Maybe a few, and that's a sad thing is when because you think about it. I think about it all the time. I would like to think I'm a relational person. Mm-hmm. Like I've shared things with you that you could, if you decided to just like go against me, like you could be like, hey, he said this, and you could just weaponize so much that I've said to you and just take me out, and that's always scary as a person that like values relationship. And I want to be a pastor that like connects and relates with people. I don't want to be this untouchable, keep the people at a distance, arm's length. I'm just not that kind of pastor, but I know by welcoming relationship that I'm now like scared because in one sense, because that the moment that church person wants to like come against me, they could use some of that stuff and twist it. And that's scary.
Right. It is. And that's kind of like, and I'm the same way too. I wear my heart on my shoulder like that, and I'll just pour out, but I'm like, if they wanted to, they could bury me. But then at the end of the day, you know what I mean? If you don't give, you don't get, you know what I mean? It's like a reciprocation.
Yep. And I think we talked about this the other day. Yeah. With Psalm 15 with Greg Walden, because we just did the pod yesterday. Mm-hmm. We talked a little bit about integrity and character. Yep. Integrity and character always wins.
Yep.
It wins every time.
Yeah.
Oh, because I was again, I'm being a little bit redundant. If you're watch last podcast, I watched the Netflix. So I might do a review for the YouTube channel on the Untold Story of Brett Favre on Netflix.
Oh, I heard it's number one.
Yeah. I watched that, and like just Brett Favre's a bad person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically a Jen Sturger, this like New York reporter he was trying to hook up with while he was married and send in like man part photos, videos via messages. And then he takes millions of dollars from Mississippi welfare to buy an arena for his daughter's volleyball team. So taking money, just probably a bad dude. I think it's hard to defend at this point that he didn't do those things and he's not a good person, but it just shows you, there's a kind of mad king, someone who's like, that we hailed up this amazing person, but doesn't have integrity and character. Yep. And that just breaks you. And at the end of the day, it's far more worth it to do what's right.
Yep.
Be faithful, be consistent, be a person of character, and you're going to get the victory in the long run, right?
Yes. Now I had this.
Look at Diddy on top of the world.
Woo! What's his character say about him, though?
Yeah. He's going to die in jail.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
take that. What were we going to say?
I had when I started this job here, I had this one dude I got close to him. You know what I mean? I shared some of my personal life, and then he just out of nowhere just started hating on me and like behind my back, just like completely tore me down. And it was I kind of reflected on that situation when I was reading this. You're gonna have. I didn't let it destroy me, but it was just completely like, why? Yeah. Uncalled for. But I mean, there's times where it does happen. I've seen it. Yeah. But I didn't let it rock me. I mean, it still stung quite a bit. I was just kind of like flabbergasted about it. But I mean, God's got my back, so.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. And I would say that's the other weird dynamic is when you get in conflict or, you got to focus on your heart and your mind and your spirit and not make comparisons. You know, like, for example, I guess I'm speaking more to like when we get out of favor relationship with Christians, because all of a sudden it's like they're a bad person. And I've had to learn to be like, you know, God loves them just as much as he loves me.
Yes.
And God's got good things for them, just like he's got good things for me.
Right.
And so I can't be like, you know, God's on my side, not on their side.
Right.
I don't know that I want to take that mental approach. So I just like, now I think back to people that, you know, again, not a lot, but maybe that I have had like broken relationship with, and I just bless them. You know, I'm like, God, I hope it's going well in their life today. I hope it's going good. I hope their kids and everything is like, I hope they're blessed in Jesus' name.
Have favor over them.
Because I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy that like see God's blessings on my life and favors on my life. And so it's like the dude, I forget the name. It's like the guy from Gateway Church there. He's getting arrested right now for stuff he did. I forget his name. The Gateway Church guy. Anyway, I digress. I guess I don't need to say his name, but whatever that dude's name is, you know, he was kind of saying basically he molested this girl when he's 13, and now it's all coming back on him. But he had like the biggest church in America, and when she was kind of starting to expose him, he was trying to squash it and like, hey, God's blessing my life, and you shut up, and you know, that kind of thing. So. Yeah, it's an interesting story. I highly encourage you to read that book. Everyone to read that book, Tale of Three Kings.
Tale of Three Kings.
So good.
I'm down.
Story of brokenness and trying to live with the right heart and right spirit. Because whether it's you know, like, you know, in your local church, in the relationships that we have in our workplace, in our Christian friendships and relationships. Like, man, don't be a Saul, be a David. You know, in that type of setting and thing going on. So anyway. Awesome, man. Well, maybe we should go eat a hot dog now or something.
Hot dogs.
Go find Greg Walden. There we go. Good talking with you guys. Good to have Jake Waters back. Maybe next time we'll have all three. We'll mend the fences, bring them all. There's no problem between them. I'm just joking. So we'll talk to you guys next time. Subscribe to the podcast.